What's up, guys? I'm doing an update video for you. Just a disclaimer, I'm on my laptop, so the microphone quality is not going to be as great, but I really wanted to get this video out for you guys. So we have a pretty unique update. Lots of people are actually complaining about some of the things added, and I just want to go through everything, give you my thoughts on it. And I actually think there's some good things in this update, some bad things. I'm going to give you my unfiltered, honest opinion. Going to go through everything with you. And yeah, let's get started. I'll quickly go over the Battle Pass. This Battle Pass has Sacred Warrior mementos, a really cool avatar. This one has like gold dust and lights behind him, which I really like. I'm probably going to use that one. And Sacred Warrior shards. So on paper, this Battle Pass is good, but at the same time, we still don't have Sacred Warrior's enchant skill, which leaves us curious, how good will Sacred Warrior actually be? A lot of people wait to see the enchant skill before they invest in a hero. And I think one issue here is because we didn't get it this update, assuming we get it next update, we're now waiting a total of nearly 4 months before we know how good Sacred Warrior is, which delays a lot of our investment towards this hero. So I wish just going forward, IGG would add enchant skills either the same update the hero was released, or at least one update afterwards. But yeah, no enchant skill yet. Hopefully it's a good one when we do get it. I'm personally not investing in him until I see it, because sometimes, as we found out with Spirit Steward, the enchant skill makes the hero super OP. Other times the enchant skill is just mediocre. Next, we have 2 costumes. A lot of people do not like this costume. So I'll be honest too. I think it's really good that we got costumes for heroes that everyone wanted a costume for. People were a little annoyed that we got costumes for Animal Lass and Boxer. And we just got an update with 2 costumes for heroes that everyone uses. So I think that's a good thing. I'm personally not a fan of this turkey costume. I think this turkey looks miserable. But what was I going to say? I think it's cool that we're going to see Spirit Steward have a costume, and that she's also going to have unique skills associated with it. So I'm curious to see how it looks. I'm sure a lot of top players will go for this because of the stats as well. But hey, if you're not a fan of this one, I'm sure she will get a second one just because of how popular a hero she is. Now, next, we have a hot costume for my favorite hero. And I think this one looks amazing. Some people are complaining that this one's not good. Tell me how you don't like this costume. He's a cute holiday Christmas lion with jingle bells and a Santa hat. And on top of that, we've had the base costume and this amazing costume, arguably the best one in the game, both of which are super cool, badass costumes. And now we have a polar opposite, a cute one. It just gives some flavor to the hero, and I think this one will have amazing skill effects as well. I can't wait to see it. I'm a fan of this one. Whoever designed this, really cool costume. Oh my gosh, I had a cool idea. You know what would be really cool? If he gets the 3rd costume, eventually. He doesn't need one, but it's like a scorpion, like an actual scorpion. That would be cool. Or maybe we get a hero that's a scorpion. Wouldn't that be awesome? Alright guys, leave a comment below. If you could have any animal or like creature, mystical figure be a hero, what would it be? I think scorpion is like really, it's definitely up there. Next we have the glyph set. I'm going to go over the glyph set fairly quickly. I want to go over the gold bar mechanic as well soon. Now, just like the gold bars. People are complaining about this glyph set, saying it's not good. I am here to change your opinion. I have seen all over the Discord, and I also saw Sauce's video, that indicated players were not huge fans of this glyph set. I digress. I actually think it's really OP. I think it's going to change the game forever. And I'm not exaggerating. I think it's nuanced. I don't think you can just put it on any hero and you'll be good to go. There's a few disclaimers I have to make, but I'm going to share with you my thoughts on them. Before I do, can we all agree that the design is amazing? The autumn leaves, the acorn, the color. This is probably my favorite design on a glyph set ever, and I can't wait to see what it looks like in game. As for the glyphs themselves, the shapes I'm not a fan of personally. I think a square slot is the most sought after slot, and we have so many square slots being used that it's just so frustrating to take one of those squares out. IGG, if you're listening, please just add 3 more glyph slots, or at least let us change the shape of one glyph slot of our choice per hero. It's frustrating because we get so many new glyphs and we're just recycling the glyphs we spent so much money on. Just give us more slots. Give us the ability to change shapes. That'd be the best update of all time, in my opinion. All right, the triangle, Grateful Bread. When the heroes deploy, they gain a piece of Grateful Bread every time they lose more than 50% of their HP. So immediately it sounds defense-based because they're losing HP. For the next 5 seconds after consuming the bread, if the hero receives a debuff, the debuff's effect changes to restore 150% of their base HP. This glyph sounds like the most OP glyph ever. Let me explain why. If you put this on defense, it only lasts for 5 seconds, but because heroes lose 15% of their HP all the time, it's going to be active basically permanently. And it removes debuffs and heals them instead. It's basically a tier 1 triangle replacement for this glyph, which means we don't need this tier 2 hex anymore. But it doesn't only remove stun and silence completely, it heals you, and it removes any debuff, period. It removes charm, sleep, stun, silence, slow, attack speed slow, damage reduction. This is like the most OP glyph ever. And it heals you. And we all know on defense, people apply the ice cream square stun like once every second. So you're basically healing every second now, which sounds amazing. And this is before any resonance, by the way. If you told me to put this glyph on a hero without any resonance, it looks good already. So I can only imagine at gold resonance, it will be super OP. This glyph is a square glyph. It gives you attack speed. After the hero releases the divine skill, creates a straw patch around them for 12 seconds. I'm already not a fan of this glyph because it's based on a divine skill, which means you can only activate it once or twice per battle. It's only going to be active 12 seconds on the whole battle. I don't know. Enemies passing through the straw have their damage reduced by 15% every half second. This effect lasts for 6 seconds. This glyph sucks, especially before any resonance. This is like one of the worst glyphs ever. Now, I do think overall the set is super OP, which I'll get into. I think the triangle and the hex are really good. The square itself, this glyph sounds pretty bad, honestly. But I do think at gold resonance it could shine more. We don't know how big the straw patch is. We don't know what it looks like at gold resonance. All I'm telling you is right now it looks really bad. It only reduces damage for 6 seconds for a tier 2 glyph. I don't know. It's hard to say. It gives you 80 attack speed. That's pretty good, but the glyph itself is not great. But we'll continue onward. Let me show you why I think this glyph set is amazing. This hex is really good in my opinion. Crit rate, really good. Every 18 times the hero receives damage, the hero throws a large number of fruit for 4 seconds, dealing a total of 4 damage instances. Each instance of damage deals 59% of the hero's attack. When the damage triggers a crit, the hero will steal 140% of the target's base HP. This works both on offense and defense. If you put this on your offensive hero, if you think about it, we receive 18 damage instances per second from towers easily, maybe even more, because of how fast the Reaper attacks, how fast the Victory Statue attacks, cannons, magic towers, sniper towers. This glyph sounds on paper like it's going to completely shred through towers, maybe even armor. We don't know yet. The only iffy thing is maybe it doesn't count damage instances if you're invincible, but this glyph does. So maybe this one does too. This glyph is screaming to me that IGG wants a way for players to get through armor, and I think this is the way. It also sounds good on defense if you put it on a hero that can crit. They'll steal a lot of HP. I could see this glyph being good on Bow Ranger and maybe Shooting Star. I will say before Resonance, it doesn't sound that strong, but at Gold Resonance, I think it'll be super strong. Now the set bonus, this is one of the most game-changing things I think IGG has added in a while. I'm going to tell you why right now. Let me just say, this glyph set bonus looks insanely overpowered, but it looks pretty trash before Resonance. But I think at Gold Resonance, it will be super OP. But let me read it for you. Every 45 seconds, you get a 10-second buff that makes your hero's buffs undispellable. Every 15 attacks, the hero will steal one buff from the target. When the number of buffs carried by the hero is greater than or equal to 5, the damage caused by the hero increases by 40% and ignores shields. So we have 3 things going on in this set bonus. 1, your buffs cannot be dispelled. 2, your attacks steal buffs. Just think about that alone. You steal a buff and you cannot have that buff dispelled. 3, when you gain a certain amount of buffs, your damage ignores shields. Now, here's why I think this glyph set is super OP. At Gold Resonance, this blessing is probably going to be active at least 80 to 90% of the time. So think about it like this. For 80 or 90%, maybe even more, for the entire battle, you can't have your buffs dispelled. You steal buffs just by attacking the target, and your damage increases and ignores shields for the entire duration of battle, pretty much. These bonuses will be active at Gold Resonance, I assume. Now, why do I think this is super OP? If you put this on a hero like Chrono Keeper or Sapphirex, and you have it at Gold Resonance, their divines and their skills will go through armor. Now, the reason armor has been such a huge issue, which IGG tried to address by adding Thunderwing aid, is that only your attacks would go through the armor. But what if your skills like Saph Divine and Chrono Divine go through armor? All of a sudden, the entire base is going to have their armor shred, which, by the way, seems like it will happen with this glyph itself. And it's going to have basically 100% uptime on this buff. So I think this changes offense forever and defense in terms of armor no longer seems to be a huge issue. This does have its own issues. This glyph set is really bad for hero killing. So this is pretty much a leecher's wet dream for a glyph set. I think this changes leeching forever. You will probably need high resonance on it though, but it looks amazing. I could also see this glyph set being really good on defense. The issue is this glyph set only looks good on melee heroes. This glyph set only looks great. No, wait. Let me rephrase that. This glyph set looks only good on melee heroes, specifically only Penthesilea and Shadow Beast. And then this glyph set bonus, the attacks that steal buffs, that's really only going to shine with range heroes. So there is like some ups and downs here, but overall the message is the same. It sounds super OP for leechers. This glyph, as a glyph standalone itself, it sounds like a replacement to this glyph. It sounds super OP in my opinion. And this glyph sounds like you can put it on a hero alone as well, and it will destroy buildings just by taking damage, similar to this glyph. So a lot of interesting things here. I'm going to leave it at that because I've been talking for a while, but I wanted to share those thoughts with you. Lastly, I'm going to go over the gold bars before I end the video. I'm not going to talk about them a lot because I think IGG is still heavily working on optimizing them, but I just want to say, as of now, there's a new currency in the game, gold bars. They removed MVP hot buys. You now buy gold bars for real money. And when you buy the gold bars, you can buy a pack. So for example, if I buy this $10 gold bar pack, I get 999 gold bars. I can now buy this $10 pack for gold bars instead of money. Why did they do this? I'm confused. I don't know, honestly. But I can click this $9.99 button, and then it lets me buy the pack with gold bars instead of money. The issue with this and why the entire community is complaining is because they removed the hot buys deals. $100 used to get you like 80,000, sometimes 90,000 jewels. Now it gets you at most 35,000. So all of the points you're obtaining for this event, and all of these events, you basically get half the amount of points for the same cost. So what IGG really needs to do, which I'm sure they'll work towards it, is that these events need to be adjusted points-wise. It should basically be halved. This should be 35,000. This should be 15,000. And all of these events are now much less valuable because our real life dollar goes half as far. But I'm sure IGG is aware of this. I'm sure they'll make changes to satisfy us. As of right now, lots of players aren't spending a lot of money. Lots of players are complaining. I think going forward, IGG will make changes to improve the situation, but I just wanted to give you that disclaimer. That's what the gold bars are about. And yeah, that's this update. I'll have more videos coming eventually. Just wanted to put this one out there, but let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.